Welcome to Lion Trading, going over today's SPY recap and live analysis in Discord. So first thing that we have here in the morning was this trap that I explained in yesterday's video. And what we were looking for was when everybody was looking to go short because they missed this move down right here. We were looking for the market to regain this 20-day moving average and see that bounce from there. We'll come back to where we go from here between these two moving averages right here and go over the analysis. So first thing in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members, I explained to be looking for this cup and handle right here that we see, as well as this inverse head and shoulder, right? And we got that. There was also this smaller cup within here on the 30-minute. I also explained that the only way we could go down, right, is if we were one below this 20-day moving average right here, and then below this shoulder right here. So if we saw something like that and wanted to continue heading down, forming this inverse cup, right? But instead we hold above that 20-day moving average while forming this handle right here. You can see, because I will go over on the 1 minute in a second, how we initially ripped up in the morning, had a massive move down where many people went short right here because they did not understand crucial things and why they got ripped the other direction. Now on the 1 minute chart, first thing in the morning, we have this bounce off the 20 MA right here with this purple buying continuation, right? You see the controlled selling with the yellow right within here, but towards the top we start to see this green tapering, right? And you have this head and shoulder breakdown right here, as well as this inverse cup and handle right within that green once again. Now after this move down right here, we were revisiting this 20-day moving average once again, and I explained that we could be still forming that shoulder as well as handle on the 30-minute, right? As we can see right here, we have that move down, and from there we get this bounce right off of that level, forming this right move up right there for this inverse head and shoulder. You can see off of this 20-day moving average we form this inverse head and shoulder as well as this cup, and you can see this handle right with this yellow algorithm. Once again within that handle we have another inverse head and shoulder, right, that you could have taken right there, forming this larger cup. Now right here, this handle, again, you could have taken maybe, right, a mini trade, but that's not really ideal because you would have had to protect at the top of here while this other handle formed, and you can see that from there we have this rejection to the downside, forming this inverse cup. Now after closing this inverse cup at this 20-day moving average right here, you can see that we're not really breaking down and we're starting to form a base, looking like maybe we're forming some sort of, once again, inverse head and shoulder, maybe a possible cup starting to form right here off of this 20-day moving average. And you can see, right, we have this cup and you have the controlled selling right here for this handle, giving you this head and shoulder breakout right there for this trade to the upside. And from there, with this continuation right here, I explained that we should not even need a large handle, right here we should just be able to break out cleanly and get a nice push through high of the day. And you can see that's exactly what we did right here. That is a 70-cent push right there in just a few candles once we broke that high of day, and we were already in from the bottom here, right, adding to this position on the way up off of this 20-day moving average right here, because this was the floor we were looking for and the support. Now once we reached up here and got this breakout, I explained, let's see if we can hold this high of day right here, and from there maybe we get a 5-day retest, which it was sitting around 556.50 during the day. It's a bit higher now, as you can see, at 557, but that is what I was looking for, and we did not get it. We were just holding our runners, seeing if we got that with a possible squeeze right at the end of the day at some point, which never ended up happening. I continued to ride my runners on the way up, protecting at points along the way, and I was eventually stopped out on this candle right here below this shoulder. This is where my stop was because I did not want to be a part of this head and shoulder, as well as possible inverse cup and handle if we wanted to head down even lower like that. So after being stopped out right there, I called it a day, and I was explaining here that I had built some other positions before. I had some here off of this first 20-day moving average bounce. I also had started building a nice position here as well, which I wrote up right to the top. Still got my protect on my trade, but I never got the follow through because we had this sell off. And then once again, right, we had the sell off here, never got my follow through, never got that follow through. And then here, right, never got my follow through on the runners higher to that 5-day moving average, and we ended up topping here. So just a little extra point to touch on right here. I was explaining that there was a lot of liquidity sitting at this level, right? So we may or may not be able to break out of it. You can see in this first picture, and then that sell-off right at that same area of liquidity that we could not break through. So that's just why you protect your trade, right? And you don't necessarily enter new longs up here. That would not be a good idea. So now going over where we head from here, we almost retested this 5-day moving average right here. So do pay attention to this as we can retest it, right? And head back down, right? Forming some resistance below that 20-day moving average right here. Maybe we get an inverse cup. And from there, right, you could see this larger head and shoulder if we want to continue heading down and forming that inverse cup and handle that you can see right here to this level. Because right now what we can be forming is this handle within this green, right, that you can see right here. So if we get that head and shoulder outside of that green, be watching for that along with this white tapering algorithm you can see that we have right here as well. Now in a case that we were to head higher, right, we need to remain above this 20-day moving average right here, and we need to regain this 5-day. So if we form this cup at this 5-day moving average with some sort of handle right here, right, maybe we get an inverse head and shoulder above that 5-day moving average, then maybe we can continue higher up here before something, right, we head back down again, or whatever the case may be. Between the two moving averages, it can get choppy, so just be looking for what the structure is forming, right? If we are holding below or we are holding above the moving averages, as they are trying to form some sort of base, which I'm about to go over on the daily, but you want to see them, right, forming this, and then that 5 crossing below the 20, forming that resistance, and then heading lower like that. So here on the daily, like I was saying, we are looking for it to reject the 5 and the 20 now, and from there the next target will be this bottom Bollinger. So look for it to form this resistance right at the 5 and the 20-day moving average, just the same way we did at this upper Bollinger and 5-day. Just like before, if we do hold this 20-day moving average and we're not ready to head back down, then that's fine, but we do need to regain this 20 once again, right? So we retest this 20, regain the 5, and from there we can test this upper Bollinger once again. So if that is the case, then sure, we can test this upper Bollinger, but you do see that it is starting to flatten, right? And you're seeing this trending up. That is going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see members in the morning.